From humble beginnings, the instant noodle has become a global phenomenon, nourishing millions across the world.
The journey of the noodle begins here, with the arrival of high-quality grain ready for milling and mixing.
It all begins here, at massive grain facilities like this one, where wheat is stored before...
It all begins here, with the finest white wheat flour cascading into massive industrial mixers. The process begins as massive streams of fine wheat flour are combined with water in these industrial... Here, massive industrial mixers combine flour and water. The vigorous kneading develops the gluten, transforming...
The journey of the noodle begins as flour and water are precisely measured and churned into a coarse, shaggy dough.
In these large vats, the precise mixture of wheat flour, water, and often egg is kneaded vigorously by industrial arms.
The key to consistency is the mixing process. Here, the flour, water, and vibrant yolks are kneaded into a smooth, elastic dough.
It all starts here, where massive mixers churn the durum wheat flour into a consistent, pliable dough for processing.
The journey begins here, in these massive industrial mixers, where flour and eggs are combined to create the perfect dough.
But how is this raw flour transformed into the perfect consistency for pasta? The secret lies...
Once the mixture is ready, it enters the rolling machine. Here, it's pressed into thin sheets before being precisely sliced.
Whether it's instant noodles or gourmet pasta, the sheeting process is crucial. The dough is rapidly flattened.
The dough is passed through a series of high-speed stainless steel rollers, gradually reducing its thickness.
But how does this simple dough become the instant noodles we know? It all starts here, with the high-speed slicing mechanism.
Once the dough is hydrated, it enters the rolling phase, stretched thinner and thinner before being cut.
The laminated dough is continuously thinned until it reaches the desired consistency.
The dough is rolled thinner and thinner before high-speed cutters transform it into the wavy strands we recognize.
After mixing, the sheets are rolled thin. The worker carefully adjusts the tension to maintain uniformity across the line. But how does this simple mixture of flour and water become perfectly uniform pasta? The secret lies in the rapid... Overseeing the critical closing sequence, this panel ensures the instant noodles are perfectly sealed before frying. Once the dough is prepared, it is fed into high-speed cutters, slicing the noodles with precision. The journey begins as the pale, elastic dough is rapidly stretched and kneaded by these massive steel rollers. While the machinery moves with mesmerizing precision, regulators often ask, are these factories truly sterile enough for mass consumption?
After mixing and sheeting, the dough is cut into the familiar wavy strands you see here, ready for drying.
Next, the continuous sheets of pasta are fed into the cutting machine, transforming them into the familiar wavy shape.
But how safe is this highly industrialized process? And what exactly goes into making these perfectly formed noodles?
The dough is kneaded and then rapidly compressed into thin sheets by these high-speed rollers, ensuring a consistent texture. Once formed, the long strands are precisely cut by high-speed machinery and begin their journey down the conveyor belt. The dough begins its journey through these massive steel rollers, stretched thin to achieve that perfect, uniform texture.
The noodles are swiftly sliced into precise, uniform blocks before heading to the fryer. This ensures consistent cooking time later on.
These aren't just any noodles. They are precisely portioned and rapidly moved along the conveyor, ready for the crucial drying stage. Once mixed, the dough is sheeted thin and then rapidly cut into the iconic wavy strands you see here.
The machine slices the long strands of green noodles before a fine mist of starch prevents them from sticking together.
Here, the freshly made green noodles are rapidly sliced and dusted with a fine layer of starch to prevent sticking.
The dough is rapidly sliced by high-speed mechanical blades, creating the signature wavy texture of instant noodles.
The extruded noodles are precisely cut by high-speed blades before a fine mist of starch prevents sticking.
It's a mesmerizing process. Thousands of noodles are cut every minute, a blend of precision engineering and simple ingredients.
The freshly extruded noodles are rapidly sliced by specialized blades, then dusted with a fine mist.
Once rolled thin, the sheets of dough are fed into these high-speed cutters, creating thousands of noodle portions per minute.
The noodles are rapidly sliced by metallic blades, then coated with a fine mist of starch to prevent sticking.
The cutting process is incredibly fast. This machine can produce thousands of servings an hour. Slicing
The long strands are swiftly cut by high-speed blades. Then, a precise spray of starch ensures
This machine is the heart of the operation, slicing the fresh pasta into perfectly uniform noodles before they head to the fryer.
Once formed, the noodles are rapidly sliced by high-speed machinery, then dusted with a fine mist of starch to prevent sticking.
The noodles are precisely cut before a fine mist of starch is applied to prevent sticking during the rapid drying process. Precision cutters rapidly slice the sheets of dough, preparing them for the next stage of the process.
how instant noodles, pasta, and mac and cheese are made.
Next, the noodles are sliced with incredible precision and dusted with a fine starch coating.
The dough is then fed into these high-speed cutters, which rapidly slice the sheets into the familiar wavy strands we see in the packets. As the vibrant green noodles are rapidly sliced, a crucial question arises regarding the safety of this automated process. The dough is rolled thin and then rapidly sliced into the signature wavy strands, ready for the next stage of production. The dough is flattened into sheets before the mechanical cutter slices them into the distinct wavy shape we recognize.
The extruded noodles are rapidly sliced by high-speed blades. A fine mist of starch.
Here, the freshly made dough sheets are precisely cut into individual servings at high speed.
But how do these simple ingredients become the perfectly wavy noodles we love? It all starts with the precise calibration of these cutting machines. Here, the noodles are precisely cut by the machine and then dusted with a fine spray of starch to keep them from clumping.
The dough is rapidly sliced by high-speed rotary blades, creating the iconic wavy texture. But is this process always safe?
But how do they keep the noodles from clumping together? A precisely timed spray of starch is the answer.
The dough is then fed into high-speed rollers, where it is precisely sliced into the signature wavy strands you see here.
The journey begins as the dough is precisely cut into long, wavy strands, ready for the next stage of production.
The freshly extruded sheets are rapidly sliced by high-speed mechanical blades, creating the perfect shape for packaging.
Once mixed and rolled, the dough is rapidly sliced into the iconic wavy shape we recognize. Speed and precision are key here.
Here we see the noodles being precisely sliced by the high-speed machinery. A specialized starch mist is applied to keep the strands separate.
The dough is rapidly streamed through high-speed cutters, creating the signature wavy texture of instant noodles before they are packaged. Here we see the noodles being precisely cut and dusted with starch, a critical step to ensure they don't clump together during the process.
But how do they achieve that perfect texture? It's all in the cut and the crucial
The noodles are sliced into their signature wavy pattern by high-speed rotating blades, ensuring that perfect texture every time. The key to instant noodles lies in this shape and the unique frying process that allows them to cook so quickly.
This is the iconic instant noodle block, flash fried and dehydrated for preservation, a marvel of food engineering.
It's a staple in kitchens worldwide, but the journey of the instant noodle from factory to bowl is a complex process. These dry, wavy noodles are the result of a process called flash frying, which removes moisture and creates those signature gaps.
But how do these noodles get their iconic wavy shape and long shelf life? The answer lies in the drying and shaping process.
This is where the dry, wavy instant noodles begin their journey through the modern industrial factory.
The dry, wavy noodles are precisely measured into stainless steel containers as they begin their journey down the line.
But how can we be sure these thousands of noodles are safe for consumption? It all comes down to the drying process. But how safe is this process? The noodles are quickly fried or dried, zapped by UV light to eliminate contaminants.
This specialized blue light ensures sterilization as the noodles are flash dried, a crucial step in creating.
But with such high volume production, how can manufacturers guarantee the safety of every single packet?
Once steamed and dried, the noodle blocks are rapidly moved down the line for packaging.
The loose strands are then precisely guided into the hydraulic press, where they are instantly compacted into the familiar wavy blocks. Once shaped, the noodles travel down the line to be rapidly fried, a crucial step in achieving that signature texture.
The instant noodles begin their journey down the conveyor belt, perfectly formed and ready for the next stage of packaging. And just like that, the tightly packed noodles begin to absorb the boiling water, transforming from a dry block into soft, edible strands. After the noodles are cut and shaped, they are typically flash fried or hot air dried, creating the wavy texture you see here. The characteristic waves are formed before the block is rapidly steamed and dried, locking in the flavor.
To achieve the perfect texture, the noodles are briefly steamed before being dried. But how safe is this process?
The journey to the perfect flavor profile begins here, sourcing the finest spices from bustling markets across the globe.
Every great dish starts with the finest ingredients, often sourced from vibrant local markets like this one.
These vibrant spices, sourced from markets across the globe, are crucial for the distinct flavors of instant noodles and mac and cheese.
We rely on these markets for ingredients like these chilies. But how can we be sure they are safe before they enter the food chain?
To achieve that perfect golden hue, we start with the finest saffron threads, meticulously sourced from local markets.
It all begins with the grain. From durum wheat to corn, these are the foundations of our favorite comfort foods.
To achieve that signature color and taste, the cheese powder, along with spices, is slowly stirred into the bubbling milk and butter mixture.
A precise mixture of spices and coloring is carefully measured and blended into the bubbling broth.
As the mixture reaches a rolling boil, the specialized cheese and spice blend is added. The powdered cheese mixture is carefully added to the bubbling sauce, creating that signature color and flavor.
But how can we ensure the safety of food produced on this scale? Scientists are constantly testing.
Next, the iconic red foil lids are applied by this precision sealing machine, locking in the flavor.
Once the noodles are in their cups, they rapidly move along the conveyor, where specialized machinery seals the lids.
Here, the specialized machinery applies and heat presses the signature red foil lids, sealing the noodles away from the outside world.
Every day, millions of these instant noodle cups are produced here before being sorted by the automated boxing system. This high-speed conveyor system alone produces over 30 different flavors, distributed across the globe.
Next, the dehydrated vegetables and the all-important flavor packet are added. This high-speed process ensures consistency in every cup.
But how can we be sure these thousands of cups meet the strict safety standards before they leave the factory?
Automation is key here. High-speed machinery ensures millions of cups are sealed and packed every day with precision.
This facility alone produces 12 meals every hour.
Once the noodles are in their cups, they move rapidly down the line to be sealed with this airtight red foil. Here we see the fully automated process, where robotic arms swiftly package the noodles before they are stacked for shipment.
Once the noodles are fried and cooled, they are rapidly transported to the packaging line, where high-speed machinery seals them for freshness. They produce 200,000 pounds of noodles a day.
The packaging line operates at incredible speed, wrapping thousands of noodle blocks every hour before they are stacked and shipped.
But how can we be sure these thousands of packages are safe to eat? It all comes down to rigorous quality control.
With thousands of units passing by every hour, the final check is crucial for consumer safety.
Once the noodles are fried and cooled, they are rapidly moved to the packaging area, where automated systems ensure airtight seals. Here we see the final product, the iconic Indomie block, ready for shipment. But how safe is this process?
Once the noodles are fried and flavored, they are rapidly sorted and packaged into boxes, ready for distribution. After steaming and drying, the noodles are ready for the final stage, high-speed packaging.
The journey begins here, where millions of noodle packs are sealed every day. Once the noodles are fried and cooled, they are wrapped and stacked with robotic precision, ready for distribution.
The packaging line moves at incredible speed, sealing thousands of units every hour.
I got it! Look, Mom, I got the noodles!
The journey of instant noodles begins here, a marvel of modern food engineering that delivers convenience across the globe.
Once the noodles are fried, they are rushed to the packaging line, where they are sealed at incredible speeds to maintain freshness. After the pasta is extruded, it is carefully draped over these racks and slowly dried in a controlled environment.
The process begins with durum wheat, kneaded and pressed into these vibrant, continuous sheets by high-speed rollers. The conveyor belt system moves with incredible speed, ensuring efficiency as the pasta is rapidly sealed and prepared for packaging.
The sodium levels in instant noodles can significantly impact blood pressure.
Even just a few times a week.
Yes, consistently high intake is a concern.
The process begins here, as durum wheat flour and fresh eggs are combined in these massive industrial mixers.
The pasta is twisted and plated, capturing the vibrant red sauce, completing its journey from the factory to the table.
Once the pasta is perfectly al dente, it is coated in the rich marinara sauce and carefully plated, ready to be enjoyed.